Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Scrap Mechanics Solo Survival. It's been quite a few days since my last episode. That's because I've been quite busy in real life, doing quite a few things, trying to keep busy in the situation we're in, and also try to make sure I have something to do once we all finish it. But anyway, what you came for, off camera, the time I have been playing, I've been doing quite a lot of mining, and that is to it was in preparation for the wall that I mentioned that we'd be making in this episode. So I've got a good amount of brick, about 10 stacks. I got some concrete. I've got more brick than concrete, and that's because the concrete's kind of going to be like the trim sort of thing, and the brick will be the main bit. I also got quite a lot of metal since I was doing mining, and I've crafted up a few saw blades. And that's because I decided that the defense for the wall is going to be saw blades, so I brought these I crafted these to kind of measure out the gate area when I'm making the wall, because the gate's pretty much just going to be some pistons that extrude like up and down the way. So yeah, and I switched up the mining vehicle quite a bit. The other one, it was really eating through fuel. This one, it doesn't use much fuel. I mean, the only fuel it uses is in the engine, which doesn't use up that much since it's quite a light vehicle. And I switched the drills to be powered by a controller, and you'd think that it would make it a lot less like fast when it's breaking the things, but it breaks them just as fast, if not faster, than the other thing. It's a lot of I think it's more efficient this way because the things are all closer to the ground, and it just seems to work a lot better. If I'm using it at some point in this episode, I can show you guys how it's working. But for now, what I think I'm going to do is just take pretty much all the brick and all the concrete, and then probably head on down to the new area and just start building and see how we get on. Yeah, see you guys there. Alright, we're at the new area, and I think it's about time we take out this fence. As nice as it looks, we're going to be using a much stronger wall, so I think that'll be quite good. We're going to try and find a midpoint. I guess it doesn't need to be exact, I suppose. I suppose it's probably better looking at it from this end, kind of get the furthest point out and then go in the way from that. So we're talking about here, and just walk straight in. Yeah, we're talking the middle of it being about here-ish. And I'll probably start with this back wall first, so I can figure out kind of how I want it to link into the farm, and then just mirror it on the front and see if I have enough materials to connect it. And I was playing around earlier. I kind of measured out like the amount of saws that I think I'll need, and I think 4 will do it. I don't know why it's looking like that though. What is going on here then? Alright, it's okay, so that apparently is rotated the wrong way when trying to place it on the ground, so we'll bring this back temporarily, not to worry. So yeah, I think I said the midpoint was about here, so this is going to go roughly there. And then this one will just be close enough. Yeah, like that. So that'll be on midpoint. And if we obviously have one more either side of it, like this. There, and one here. Is that going to be wide enough? It should be wide enough for our car. I don't think it's going to be wide enough for the new mining vehicle. So I'm thinking I'm just going to have to store this out here or something, but that's not to worry really. But yeah, no, that's definitely wide enough for this. And I can't think of anything else that I'll need to make that'll be wider. I want to make a logging vehicle at some point, but probably won't be too long. So if we go from here, we can kind of work out the design. I want to have, yeah, as I mentioned, I want the concrete pretty much to be the trim, and then the bricks are going to be the main building block. And I want to have like pillars that come out every couple of blocks, so it's not just one massive flat wall. It's just I don't know how I want to link that into the farm, this farm walkway. So if we had this going, say like this, come out maybe 2, that'll be a pillar, and then we'll maybe go like 16 blocks. Would 16 be enough? And then it's, when this is coming out too, it's how does it fit in with this? So I'm not really sure how I want to do this exactly. This would be like that. I don't know about that. That would go like that all the way down. So I'm thinking what I might do is just have these pillars on the front, possibly. I'm thinking that's going to be our best option. Yeah. I'm going to kind of play around with this, kind of update you guys as I go, because I'm not exactly sure how I want it to look. I've got an idea in my head, but I haven't really played around with it in practice yet, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that and kind of update you guys as I go. Okay, so I've pretty much decided that this is how I'm going to want to lay it out. I decided on just a straight edge on here just so it fits in nice with this. We might change that in future, or well, once we've got it constructed a bit more if I'm not liking how it's looking, but I've pretty much just gone for a little 2x2 pillar outlined with the concrete, and I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to obviously have brick up the middle. I'm not sure how far up I want the concrete to come, but then we've got a 16 block gap in between. I've just got it stopping here right now. I'm not exactly sure how I want it to fit in with the water. I'm not sure if I want to just make it come out here a bit or just carry it on till about here-ish. I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that just yet. So I'm probably just going to get it built up just a little bit more before I make decisions like that. And I'm probably just going to completely finish this side before I move on to this side so I can make any tweaks as I go. I think I definitely want this to come up at least one more. So I'm going to keep playing about with this and be back soon. Turns out I built the start of this one block off center, so I've had to move up all the saw blades one block, which really isn't an issue. Just thought I'd tell you guys just in case any of you guys noticed that beforehand. The issue has been resolved. But yeah, that was just a quick update. Back on it. Building up the pillars, I originally had this one back, as you guys noticed. Like these ones, but as I built up this part and filled in this, it really didn't look right, so I've pushed all these pillars out one, which means we'll get a cleaner walkway with one of these sticking in it, and it also just looks a bit cleaner. There's a gap here, but I can just fill that in with another row of bricks or whatever. Resource wise, we might run out of concrete. We're definitely not going to have enough to do both of these with what we've got. So that'll either be in the next episode I finish it, or in the second half of this episode, depending on if I feel like going out and grinding some even more concrete. I also should note that you see the chemical plant over there. I moved the water pump from the old base that was at the old farm, put it over at the chemical plant, and that allowed us to get plenty of chemicals to use to make all the concrete we've got. That's something worth knowing. So whenever we need chemicals, we just go over there. We can get like a full large chest full, bring it back, and just each time we need it, go over there. So chemicals are no longer a problem for us. I'm just going to keep repeating this pattern and then try and work on how I want the top bit to look. Yeah, see you guys soon. Alright, now that I've filled in the entire wall, I'm not entirely sure I like how much these stick out, so I might play around with it. I might push it in another 2, possibly just another 1. I'm not exactly sure yet. Let's see, the problem is if I pushed it in 2, that would mean nope. If I pushed it in 2, that means this is where the walkway comes to, which means we're losing about 3 blocks of the walkway. Get back up on top. Or let's jump right over it. Okay, not a good time. Not a good time we're having here. Anyway, right, okay, so I can remove that. So that's how much of the walkway we'd be losing because of it. I'm not exactly sure. I could go down to like a 3x3 rather than a 4x4, but I really don't think that's going to look that good. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do this. And also the problem with this is the saw blades. Kind of tricky to put it on there. I don't know. I'm gonna have another play about with it, and we'll see. See you guys in a bit. Okay, so I think I like this. What we've got, we pushed it in 1 to how we originally had it, and I just kind of filled it in like that. And I think I like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that on all of our other pillars, and hopefully it'll look a lot nicer once we've done them all. Okay, so I think we're on to a bit of a winner here. Much preferring the design we've got going on here. It needs a bit tidied up on the back. It's not looking too clean, but I suppose I think this area is not really going to be seen, so I don't know, maybe we'll just keep it as it is. I guess the next step is to do the back wall, and I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that either. I'm not sure if I want to have these pillars come back or if I just want this to be like completely solid brick. I think it will end up just as solid brick, so I'll make sure I get this the right height. Is that it? Yep. Okay, so I think this is now just going to come here, and this is where our brick supplies are going to take a hit, but hopefully it won't be too bad. There's going to... Well, actually, yeah, since... Actually, no, never mind. I was going to say since there's a gap in between these, we could bring these pillar bits out, but because what I want to do with the walkway, I don't think that's quite going to be possible. But we'll continue this. So that's that. How's that looking? Yeah, no, I quite like the look of that. Once we get our walkway in the top, get the top half of this design done, it should look quite nice. I'm hoping anyway. Like that. Then how's this gonna go? Probably something like that. Might just have that. This one's... Oh. Have it as one solid bit of brick here. How does that look? Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I might play around with it and adjust it slightly once we have got the walkway in, which is what I'm going to do now. Okay, our walkway's come along quite nicely. I just thought I'd show off the front of the wall. I'm quite liking how this is looking. As you can see, we've got a bit of a guardrail coming along. I really like the design of this. I unfortunately have hit a bit of a roadblock in that I don't quite have enough of these. I've started crafting some on a loop back there at the old base, but since I'm quite far away from it, it's not going to be crafting, so I'm going to have to go back there and wait for it to craft. But yeah, I'm quite liking how this looks. These pillars, they've extended them up a bit. I quite like how they look from the outside, but as you'll see when we come in here, I'm not sure if I like how much these stick out. We're going to stick with it just now. If I can think of anything that'll look a bit nicer. I also not 100% sure how I want to round this bit off. Obviously, as I said, I want these to like be able to raise up and down for when I want to drive in and out. So I'll probably have some sort of thing that comes up along and down into the next one, and then I guess we can just connect the guardrail sort of thing from there to there. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Still haven't figured out how I want to do the end, but as I said, I'll leave that till the end. And yeah, as you can see, I used the wood for the floor since we had quite a lot of wood still left over from, well, making this. And we can get plenty more if we ever need it, but this is more than enough to do the other side when it comes to that. In terms of resources, it's going to be close. I definitely have enough brick to build this. I also think that this side, I don't know, it might be shorter. Maybe I didn't get it right in the middle. I got it in the middle of this bit, but maybe didn't get it in the middle of this. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Actually, yes. Well, I'll probably bring it till about here, so I might have enough resources currently in terms of concrete and bricks to finish this off. But I don't know. But anyway, before that, I'm going to go back to the base, wait until we've got quite a lot more of these crafted up, and then we'll continue building. Oh, and also, I pretty much run out of fuel. I've got 2 left. I had 5 before I left to come here, and I used 3 getting here, so I'm probably going to have to go diving for a little bit and just see how much, well, not see how much, but get as much oil as we can get. These trips, I mean, they're not too expensive, but yeah, The more trips I have to make back and forth is the more time I have to spend diving looking for oil. But in the mean, the Scrap Mechanic devs have mentioned that they will be adding oil automation, so we'll be sure to get that up as soon as we can once it's released, but until then it'll be diving. Okay, we've just arrived back at our new base location. We have our fuel situation sorted out for another little while. And we went diving for a little bit whilst we crafted up all of these metal pipes, which will be enough to finish off this end. We might have some, or enough left over rather, for this end when it comes to it. But for now we're just going to quickly get this one finished off, which, well, it's not going to take too long. Alright, well, that's that all done. Turns out we made exactly the right amount of these straight pieces, so definitely not going to have enough for that, as we only have these left. Unless I accidentally left some here. Oh no, we got 10 more, so that wouldn't have been the end of the world if we'd been a couple short with what we had, but yeah, definitely not enough for that end. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. Again, our lighting situation is, well, non-existent at the moment, other than, well, the light on the farm. Which, by the way, I'm going to need to start using soon, as I've got some food I've been like leaving in my vehicle and just taking out whenever I need it, but that's running dangerously low. So we're going to have to get this going soon, so that's why I really want to push to try and get this done as soon as I can. I'm also going to need to do the defenses before I'd like to get the defenses, like the saw blades all the way down the front before I get this. Well, before I start using this rather, but we'll just have to see how that goes. For now though, I think I'm gonna, well, probably just exhaust all the materials we've got in an attempt to get all this finished. I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna have enough, but we're certainly gonna try. We're gonna try our best and we're gonna see how it goes. Hopefully we'll have enough, because I really don't feel like doing any more mining at the moment. I'll probably end up with me, well, it will probably end up with me having to, but that's not much of a problem. As I said, the new miner, you guys haven't seen it in action yet, but it does work pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out, so yeah, going to have to go and get some more, or if I have to go out and get some more concrete and bricks, that's not too much of a problem, but I'm just in like really gotten into the groove of building at the moment, so I'd really like to just continue grooving and get this banged out as fast as I can, but yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to continue going with this and we'll see how it turns out. Well guys, unfortunately we do not have enough concrete with us or back at our base, anywhere, to finish this. We came pretty close though. We got pretty much everything else done. Although it's worth noting that this one is kind of like 5 pillars long, this one's only 4. So once we get more resources, I will probably extend this down to about here, and then do everything I want to do in the end. Still got to decide that. But I think, yeah, no, I'm pretty pleased with how this has worked. This is definitely a good length, or a good distance wide that's going to fit this, and you know, looking at it now, I think that it might fit the mining vehicle inside. I'm not entirely sure on that, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to stick with that design as much as I do like it. I'm probably just going to be playing around with it and seeing what else we can get. And then obviously that'll go in here like I mentioned. But yeah, for me it's kind of late at night for now, so I think what I'm going to do is call it a night for me tonight, and probably tomorrow morning or whenever I'm going to get the rest of the concrete and the metal, well, get enough concrete, stone mine turn into concrete, and then turn more metal into these, well, those bars for the in-between bits, and then I will probably pick this back up once I am ready to continue building. But for me just now it is sleep time, so you'll see me in a couple of seconds, but it'll actually have been quite a few hours for me between this and the next clip, so I don't know, that's kind of interesting. But anyway, yeah, see you in 2 seconds. Well, hello guys, it's been about 2 days since that last clip, not just the next day. I've been really busy recently, the past maybe week, 2 weeks. I've had quite a lot going on, especially this last week. So that's the reason for the pretty poor upload schedule, and why it took a couple of days between the last clip and this clip. But anyway, what I had been doing, the short amount of time I've been on, is I've completed this wall. I went and got the rest of the concrete, crafted up the rest of these, got all these put on. And I also extended this out another 1 pillar, I guess, right out to almost the water. Still haven't decided what I want to do here. I may just bring it back 1 into the water and then just leave it at that and do the same on that side. Though I think maybe on this side I need to go out another, maybe, actually no, I could just go back another 1 here and that should work. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. But that won't be for, well, it'll be next episode. I'll probably have it, I'll build it off camera probably and show you guys it next episode. Next episode, what I want to do is, I want to first off move everything over. Obviously I've been mining a lot to get all the concrete and the brick, which as a byproduct I've been getting a lot of metal. So I intend to use all of that metal to be making a lot of chests. Small ones, large ones will make a good variety. So once we move everything over here, we can have a temporary storage that's all sorted, ready to be moved into our main base once we get to building it. And I also think next episode I want to try and get this gate system thing done. And then the episode after, probably try and get our defense system, which is going to be saw blades all along the front. But we'll talk about a bit more about that and show you guys what's happening next episode. But for now, I think I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.